Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. Today's video I'll be showing you guys on how I made this beautiful luxury bubu. It is very easy to make as always. For this bubu, I bought 4 yards of brocade fabric mixed with ashoke. So if this is what you would love to learn how to make, please sit back, relax and enjoy the tutorial. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, click the red button down below to subscribe and also click the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. So without further ado, let's move right to the tutorial. My fabric has been neatly folded into 4. I measure neck width 3 inches, neck depth for the back 1 inch. Then I curve the neckline. From my center back, whenever I say from center back to where my sleeve will stop, this is what I mean. So from the center back, you will check where you want your sleeve to stop, either your bicep, your elbow, 3/4 or your wrist. So that is what I mean whenever I say from the center back to where I want the sleeve to stop. I measured 23 inches. The sleeve opening, I measured 13 inches. Then I connect. Shoulder to my length is 65 inches including hemming allowance. At the lower part, I impute my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 3 inches. The total measurement I have at the lower part is 16 inches. At the upper part, the total wideness that I have is 19 inches. So from the 19 inches, I'm going to slant it to meet the 16 inches measurement at the lower part. Then after that, I will connect the body to the sleeve and curve the armhole. This bubu is going to have pockets. Next, I measure where I want my pocket opening to start from. Then I measure the pocket opening. That's about it, guys, for the drafting. Next is to cut it out. I first of all cut out the neckline, then the bodies. Next, I notch the center back. After cutting, I'm going to spread it open in order to draft and cut the front neckline. From the shoulder, I measured the neck depth. I measured 8.5 inches for the neck depth. At that point, I measured 2 inches straight down. I ruled the dotted lines into a straight line. Then from the beginning of the 2 inches mark, I connect it to the neck width. Next is to cut it out. This is how it looks. The wideness that I cut out is 4 inches. We'll be needing 1/2 inch on both sides to join to the front. So when cutting on the ashoke, I'm going to cut 5 inches. So next, from the center back, you will measure through to the hem on one side. Whatever measurement you have is what you will use to cut the length on the ashoke to replace the cutout. So this is my ashoke. I'm going to measure the length that I have. Whatever measurement you have, make sure that you add extra 4 to 5 inches to it in order to be on the safe side. It's better to have excess than to have shortage. So I'm going to measure 5 inches on each color. I'll measure 5 inches on both sides. Then I'll cut it out. For the orange ashoke is not going to belong to the hem. So from my center back, I measure where I want the orange ashoke to stop. So I stop at my knee length. So I mark from my center back measurement to my knee length. I measured it and I marked it. Then after that, I had 2 inches seam allowance to it. Then I cut it out. I replaced the remaining one with the green ashoke to complete the length. Next, I pin it down. The part that I joined the orange and the green together is going to be my center back. I'm going to sew that part with 1 inch to join the 2 ashokes together. Then I'm also going to join the lower parts together, the orange and the green one, to complete the length that I want. Right side facing each other, I'm going to also join the 2 colors together. After joining, I will take to my sewing machine to sew it. After sewing, I will open up the seam and give it a good press. I'll sew it with 1 inch. I'll sew the down part too with 1 inch. After sewing, then that upper part, it will become my center back. You will spread the bodice back on the table. From the shoulder, measure your neck depth, which is 8.5 inches for mine. Then from the notch part at the center back, you will measure from there to the neck depth. Whatever measurements you have, you will take note of it. The upper part is the center back. So from the center back, you will measure what you have from the neck depth that you measured on the bodies. Then you will measure on your body where you want the slit opening to start from. So from the center back, you will mark where you want your slit opening to start from. Then you will find the midpoint. From your neck depth to where you want your slit opening to start from, you will measure the midpoint and roll that into a straight line. After that, you will join the center back together and the lower part. Then you will start sewing from the neck depth. You will back stitch 3 to 4 times. You will sew on the midpoint line and stop at where you want your slit opening to start from, and also back stitch there 3 to 4 times. Next is to measure the sleeve opening and cut out band for it. So from the leftover ashoke that I have, I'm going to use the total wideness that I have, which is 5 inches. Then I cut the length of the sleeve opening. From the leftover fabric, I cut out my inseam pocket. I've already made a detailed tutorial on how to cut and sew inseam pockets to your bubu. If you don't know how to cut and sew inseam pockets, please check the tutorial out on my channel. I've sewn it. This is how it looks. Next is to turn it like so, and I'll first of all take to my ironing table and give it a good press before sewing it to the bodies. Before sewing it to the bodies, make sure that you iron it very well. So after ironing, then I will now join it to the bodies. This will give your work a very neat finishing. So after ironing, you will pin the part that the ashoke, the green and the orange one, is joined together at the upper part. You will pin it to the center back like so. You can decide to pin the lapel to the front bodies first before sewing it, or you take to your sewing machine. From the center back you will sew on one side, then from the center back you will sew on the other side, whichever works fine for you. The edge of the ashoke frays a lot, so after weaving I decided to use my bias tape to cover the edges round, because the edge of ashoke frays a lot. Then this is how I sew the band to the sleeve. I've sewn one part. I'm going to show you guys how I sew it on the other part. This style is absolutely optional. I decided not to fast forward this part so that you guys can see it very well and understand it well. So you would take the band you want to use for the sleeve. Right side of the band, you will place it to the wrong side of the sleeve opening. So you will take to your sewing machine, you will sew 1/2 inch straight down. After that, you will open the seam and give it a good press. After that, you will flip the band to the right side. You will fold in the edge and top stitch on the right side like so. Then after that, you will sew the sides, sew your pockets, hem the down part, open up your side seam, give it a good press, and that's about it for today's tutorial. This is the final look of today's tutorial, guys. We've come to an end of today's tutorial. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below if you've not done so. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Also remember to click the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Bye.